Well, is everything else okay at home?
Yes, everyone's doing okay. But our monthly credit card statements still show that we're being charged 10% interest rate.
Did you stop making payments on any of our charge cards?
No, I'm still making payments.
Is there anything I can do with the interest rate on my credit cards and any other loans?
Yes, there is something you can do. However, your obligation to pay your debts is unchanged. When you are activated, the interest rate on any purchase you made before going on active duty goes down to 6%. This applies to your credit cards, your auto loans, or any other outstanding payments with interest for purchases you made before going on active duty. In this case, if you notified your charge card company in writing that you were being activated, they should have reduced your interest rate to 6%. That is the law.
If I bought my own home, wouldn't my mortgage interest rate also have to be reduced?
Yes, your mortgage rate will have to drop to 6%. Again, however, only if you made the purchase before you go on active duty. You are also protected against foreclosure on property you purchased before being called up. However, you must show that your ability to pay has been materially affected by your active duty.
What if my creditors and others try to sue me while I'm on active duty?
You have some protection against default judgments that could result from your being unaware that a suit was filed against you or being unable to do anything about it soon enough. The person suing you has to file an affidavit regarding your military status, and if he claims that you are not on active duty when you really are, he could be fined by the court. If the affidavit states that you are on active duty, the court is required to appoint a lawyer to determine if your circumstances justify a stay of the proceedings against you. However, that lawyer cannot represent you in the actual lawsuit. When you return home and the case goes forward, you will still have to hire a lawyer to represent you.
Hello?
Hey, aloha, boss. This is Rick. I just returned last week from Iraq after being gone for a year.
You have to report to work tomorrow. We need you now.
Gee, boss, I'm sorry. I can't come back to work tomorrow. I'm still being out-processed by the military.
Well, when can you return to work?
Gee, I think in about 80 days or so.
What? I need you now. And I cannot wait that long. We have waited for you for over a year. And now you tell me it's another 80 days? No, I am not going to allow you to do that to us. You either come to work tomorrow or don't come back at all.
Gee, how soon do I have to return back to work, coming off of active duty?
The time limits for returning to work depend on the duration of the orders. The rules are, for service of 1 to 30 days, you must return to work at the beginning of the next regularly scheduled workday or during that portion of the next regularly scheduled shift that would fall 8 hours after the end of your active duty period, adding in a reasonable amount of time to get home from the active duty assignment. For service of 31 to 180 days, you must apply for reinstatement no later than 14 days after completion of military duty. For service of 181 or more days, you must apply for reinstatement no later than 90 days after completion of military duty. In this case, the soldier just returned after a year's tour of duty, and he has up to 90 days to report back to his company.
What if I don't follow these rules and return to work even later than this?
If you don't return to work within these time constraints, you will be subject to your employer's rules for unexcused absences.
Oh, well then. But when you come back, you're going to be reassigned from a salesman to a receptionist, and that means a cut in pay.
Can he demote me like this? What job can I get when I return from active duty?
Generally, the position you are reinstated to is based on the length of your military service. For military service of 90 days or less, you should be reinstated to the job you would have held if you had never left. This means that you could be reinstated to a promoted position if you are qualified for the job or can become qualified after reasonable efforts by your employer, or if you cannot become qualified, however, you should be reinstated to the position you held on the day your military service started. For military service more than 90 days, you should be reinstated to the job you would have held if you had never left, or to a position of like seniority, status, and pay, so long as you are qualified. Or, if you cannot become qualified, you should be reinstated to the position you held on the day your military service started, or one that nearly approximates that position. In this situation, the boss reinstating the soldier to a lower position with a cut in pay is clearly illegal.
As you can see, federal laws protect you and prohibits your employer or any other third party from taking certain adverse action against you due to your military service for our country.
Additionally, if you have invoked your federal protections, no one can report any damaging information against you to a credit bureau, and these disputes cannot be used by others to deny you credit in the future.
Although USERRA protection applies when you are called up for federal duty, USERRA does not apply to state military duty when the governor calls up the National Guard.
If you have any questions about your rights under federal law, please consult a military legal assistance attorney as soon as possible. Your lawyer can answer many questions and help you to make a fair and intelligent decision about what your choices are, what your options are, and your alternatives.
For additional information concerning problems you may be having with your employer, talk to your unit commander.
You can also contact the employer support of the Guard and Reserve, also known as ESGR. This is an outstanding organization that specializes in handling these types of issues involving employers and your military service. Their services are free, and ESGR can help you get a speedy resolution to your problem, as well as protect you for any appeals if necessary.
Finally, the Reserve Officers Association, ROA, may also be of assistance to you. The membership of ROA consists of current and former commanding officers within the Reserve and Guard. They can provide you with important advice when you're about to be mobilized and deployed.
We hope that this video has given you an understanding of what your federal rights are now that you are being called up for duty. Please ask your legal representative if you have any questions about this DVD. Please also give a copy of this to your family so that they can also review it. That way, they will be able to also help protect your rights too while you are on active duty.
Finally, we would like to thank Mr. Frank De Lima, all the actors, and especially the Honolulu Police Department, who so graciously gave their time to help us make this very important video for you. Thanks for watching. Good luck, and once again, thank you for your service to our country.